Good morning, and welcome to Great Man Walking. Today is day 166. I'm just leaving the Gentian pond shelter, headed for full goose shelter 9 or 10 miles away. That'll set us up tomorrow for the Mahoosuc Notch. It's 58 degrees, 6:36 in the morning. Rained last night. A little cold front came in after. Got fairly chilly, 58. Pretty good hiking weather. So we'll see what the day brings. I'm told the first half of the day is going to be relatively easy. And the second half is going to be extremely tough. So we'll see how that pans out in the end. My friends, it is time to walk. Met a hiker named Tupac yesterday. He, about 10 years younger than me. He stayed at the shelter last night. Miss Knock was there. I met her coming after the M shelter, coming down the mountain after the M shelter. After I'd already gone to bed, Hindsight came in, so I saw him this morning. So, looks like there'll be several of us around tomorrow to go through the notch together. Tupac may go on, but probably the other three of us will be with each other. Sometimes they say it's easier to go through with more than one person if you got to pass your pack up or something. It's just as calm out here as can be. Beautiful morning on the AT. I'm still 0.3 from the summit of Mount Success, but this is a pretty view here, so I thought I'd grab it. The bog boards on the summit of Mount Success are in pretty bad shape. Sure is pretty up here. You know, it's almost hard to know what to say about New Hampshire. Views are spectacular. It's its own entity. It's its own thing. You've got tons of trails and hikers. You've got the huts. Famous spots. It was absolutely gorgeous. old gray man is not a big fan of mountain climbing. So I was stretched in places, and Southern Maine's gonna keep stretching me. But those folks that love that sort of thing, they just loved it. Slowed me way down. I kind of had to learn that I had to look at energy expended in a typical day and not how many miles it was. I couldn't go too deep if I want to finish this thing. So I'll continue to monitor that as I leave New Hampshire and get through this hard part of Maine, and then maybe things will pick up a little more toward the end. But New Hampshire had good shelter sites. The huts were very interesting. They had bear boxes. They were very actively managing their privies. So they have a big infrastructure around their trail system. You could tell it. All right. I'm going to hike in Maine for a little bit. I guess I could say this whole thing was about Georgia to Maine. I was wondering maybe if I could go home now, but I think I'll go almost another 300 miles yet. But to do that, I must walk, so here we go. Not quite to the top of, I think it's Goose Mountain. There's several summits. A pretty nice view from right here, this little bog. Wonder how many of those mountains I walked across. Alright, that's 360. There's just no way to show how steep this is. But it's steep. The AT doesn't go quite up to the Goose West Peak, but I'm on the ridge top now, heading away from there. Have an idea that's where we're going next. Well, I couldn't film it, but we had 6 or 8 rebar steps to go up there, and one ladder made out of logs, about 12 feet high probably. It's rugged country. Rugged, rugged, rugged. So I'm not sure. Maybe we'll go to that ridge next. Pretty good sized lake down there. Mountains everywhere you see. Yeah, here's the Goose North Peak. So, we're done with the geese. Now we're headed to shelter with a goose name in it. Full goose, I believe. looking mostly north. Bit of forest management going on over there. All right. Another 18 days is done. I don't know why I'm smiling. Keep from crying, maybe. Did 8.71 miles into the full Goose shelter. Over 4,500 feet a climb. And I'm sleeping in Maine. Interesting day. We had some pretty interesting uphills and downhills. A lot of bogs today with some very sketchy bog boards, some of them above water and some of them below water. I was able to keep my feet mostly dry, or at least not sopping wet. Anyway, got here, got supper. Several people here in the shelter tonight. I hear more coming in. Flipper's here. I haven't seen him in a couple weeks. Probably not since Hiker's Welcome Hostel. In the morning, got to tackle Mystic Notch and then go over Old Speck. Got a room in Bethel. So I'll regroup a little bit, and I think it's on to Andover. And we'll just see. Keep on keeping on. And to do that, there'll be some walking involved, some climbing involved, some butt sliding involved. But anyway, we'll see you all tomorrow. Good night, everyone.